My name is Rex Dixon.
Jake Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network.
And you're watching the MBLN Network.
What a great time of year here in the NBL, folks. It is the NBL Team Selection Show, the official kickoff to the Madden 18 cycle. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU, and I have a veritable clown car of personalities with me today for this Team Selection Show. I got Bomber, Lip, Sonny Weaver, and TFA all going to provide their you can't see me, I'm doing air quotes, expert analysis on the picks that are coming up. Before we get started, let's just throw it around the table. Bomber, it's an exciting time of year. What are you looking forward to most today?
Right now, I'm looking forward to see where everybody goes. I mean, the first top 10 picks usually sets the stage for the rest of the team selection. So this is where it gets interesting. The top 10 really, you start filling in. You start going, who do I want to play in a division with? What team do I like? All those things start really factoring in to the people from like 11 to about 22. So that's when it gets really interesting to me.
Lip, how many surprises do you think are out there today? Are we looking in the double digits of people going to places that nobody thought they'd be going?
I think that there's going to be some chaos. There's going to be some things that go on, and everything that has been talked about to this point is gone. It's out the window. There's going to be some picks made. Some people are going to panic, and we're just going to have to see where it all lands at the end of the night.
Sonny, how excited are you to be the Cincinnati Bengals again?
Don't count your chickens before they hatch there. I don't know about that just yet.
There's some things. Reference?
There's some things, not quite. Some things that still need to play out. The interesting thing about this versus other drafts, obviously we do our NBL drafts, rookie drafts, but this draft, you mess this draft up and you're stuck with that team for a whole year. So while a bad rookie draft may screw you for a season or two, you mess this up, you are going to regret it.
And TFA, welcome to the Team Selection Show. How excited are you for Sonny to be the Bengals again?
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing how he can screw that team up and go 10-6 again.
That's nice. We got a full group of friends here on the NBL Team Selection Show, 1 through 32. You can see the ticker scrolling along the bottom of your screen. That's the order that the picks will be in. Each person has 2 minutes to pick their team, and this is the team they're going to get to be for Madden 18. So let's get this show going. On the clock first is the commish himself, Bomber. Let me throw it to Lip. Lip, is there going to be any surprise here with the #1 overall pick?
No, probably not, especially after last night. I think he's going to keep that momentum rolling.
Sorry to bring that up.
Yeah. I'm still a little sore, but it's okay. Yeah, I think that him and Stafford are going to stay together, keep the momentum rolling, and go into Madden 18 together.
Yeah, it seems like a foregone conclusion, but we'll wait to get the actual pick. The official pick is in, and no surprise here.
Drum roll.
It is the Detroit Lions to Bomber. Bomber, you're here, so let's talk to you. You love the Detroit Lions. You've won Super Bowls with them. It seems like you're always the Lions. What do you like about this team, and what are you looking forward to in Madden 18?
Madden 18. Well, first of all, season 25 Super Bowl champs, man. We're real proud. We're happy our guys went out and accomplished that goal. We're going to bring the D back to Detroit. I mean, just ask Liz. There's going to be a lot of things going on with our team this year. We're going to do a couple things different, a couple things the same. And we're going to try to remain on top, man. We got a lot of great guys. Look at our stuff. We got Darius Slay at 89 overall, Stafford 87, Tate 87, and somehow Ebron got that 81. So we're going to be rocking and rolling with that.
Yeah, the Lions, no surprise, going back to Bomber and the king himself, looking to put some more Super Bowl rings in Detroit. You can look at those players there. Of course, Darius Slay coming back. He's going to be a big anchor of that defense, of course. Stat Padford himself, Matthew Stafford, leading the offense, and that is, you like that? You like that? He's a stat patter, and that's our #1 overall pick. Let's go to #2, and it's the co-commissioner himself. It is Lip, and Sonny, there's been a lot of talk about Lip, where he might go. Do you think there's going to be a surprise here?
You know, that's a tough one to say. Lip is a very confused individual. I talked to him just a little bit ago. I know it was still up in the air up until probably an hour ago. As you can see, they're on the top 5 list.
Look at
down
the top
to
5 teams.
Yeah, down to 2 teams. So we'll see here. We'll see what he does.
Well, hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out. Big shout out to Lip, co-commissioner of our league. Does a great job. Helps me out on Twitter. Great job on the admin team. Also helps co-host the Commissioner Corner podcast as well with me. So does a lot of great stuff. And as you see, there's 3 Steelers there and only 2 Jaguars. That could potentially be a sign of where he's going.
Yeah, well, the pick is in, and if anybody was looking for a change in scenery, it's not happening. Lip going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mr. Co-Commissioner, there was a lot of talk. Was that just all smoke and mirrors? Was there really any chance you weren't returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
You know, it's been a long journey. We've over the last 2 years, we've captured 3 championships. I think that we're real close to really building that dynasty. I think there was some mistakes made, especially this man on the defensive side of the ball. I think I've got an idea how to iron it all out. I'm going to leave the mess of the Jaguars to somebody else, and I'm going to stick here in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh going to Lip himself. So the top 2 staying put. Let's go to number 3, and it is N-Train, our commissioner of the grid, one of our admins. Let me throw it over to TFA. There's been a lot of talk about where Train might go. He might be the first wild card. What are you thinking here, and what can Train do, especially with a team that's been brought up a lot, being that Dallas Cowboys team?
Yeah, I really think that those Cowboys are too good to pass up right now. You look at that offensive line; they've got Zeke in the backfield. I could see him going Browns, but after seeing Lip go back to the Steelers, I think that the Cowboys are going to be the definite choice here.
Yeah, and the pick is in, and Train, who was the Green Bay Packers this Madden cycle in Madden 17, Madden 18, he's going to be heading to that NFC East, and it's going to the Dallas Cowboys. What a stacked team that Train is going to get. Bomber, I mean, this is a team that has by far the best offensive line in Madden 18. They've got a star running back in Ezekiel Elliott. They've got a quarterback in Dak Prescott, and don't forget Dez Bryant on the offensive side of the ball. This team is just filled with weapons.
Essentially a quiet Madden cycle for Train. You look at basically what he did. He had 5 division titles coming into this Madden cycle. He didn't get any. I expect him to get a lot with these Dallas Cowboys. This team has a lot to offer, especially on the offensive line, and defensively they've improved a lot, especially in Madden. I expect this team to do some big things, and you might be hearing Train's name a lot in playoffs in NFC Championship games.
All right, let's go to the number 4 pick in the Madden 18 team selection, and that is another one of our admins. It is October. Let me throw it over to Lip. Lip, October's been the Eagles. He loves the Eagles, love playing with them, but possibly a change of scenery here. Look at those top 5 teams. Eagles aren't anywhere on there. What are you seeing in your crystal ball of where October might be heading?
This is tough. I wanted to know where October was going for a while now. He's been an admin for a while. I haven't been able to be in a division with him and play against him. I think that'd be really cool. He's such a chill Madden player. He's thrown out the Bucks and the Titans little gifts there for me. Hasn't given me a solid idea. But like I said, I can't believe he's passing on the Eagles because they look to be really good inside the trenches this year.
Well, the former Eagles owner, the pick is in, and I'm going to need everybody here to react accordingly. October is heading to the West Coast and is taking the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe that's by far our first surprise pick.
Yeah, that's a huge surprise.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised because he told me months ago.
All right, settle down, inside information boy over here. TFA, I mean, this is shocking. I mean, the 49ers, there's got to be some personal loyalty here because if you look at the overalls, look at how the team is built, it's not a very good team, but an opportunity to build a team up on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm guessing he just wants to build a team there. I mean, they don't have a ton of good pieces there. They're going to have some quarterback issues over there. I definitely didn't see this coming. If you had asked me the last team that he was going to pick on his top 5, I probably would have said the 49ers were the last team that I thought he was going to go with.
Wow, the first surprise pick of this team selection show is at number 4 with October. Let's go to number 5, and that is the last of our admins. It is Burrito Bob himself. Let me throw this to Sonny Weaver. Sonny, we know how Bob tends to work these teams alternating years. I think it's no surprise that he's probably going the Bears this time, but talk a little bit about Bob. He did some good work in Arizona this year.
You know, Bob had a nice bounce back year this year in Arizona. He built them up early on. It looks like the wheels kind of fell off down the stretch, though. I felt like that team was going in the right direction early, and then some of the other teams in the division started catching up. I think Playa did some good things with the Seahawks. And then even the Rams started to come alive towards the end of the cycle. I think Bob, if he does go back to the Bears, there's some real initial concerns that have to be addressed. Obviously, you have your quarterback of the future, but you don't have much left outside of that. That'll be something to watch.
And the pick is in, and no surprise here, Bob going with the Bears. I don't know about quarterback of the future. Mitch Trubisky, a lot to be proven in Chicago, but we have our first pick of inside the division that's already been picked, going to the NFC North. Bomber, you've played with Bob in the past. You are the Lions at the top of that division. What do you foresee from Bob and the Bears this year?
Chicago?
Yeah, yes, the Chicago
Guard?
Bears.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to talk right now. Okay, so Josh takes the Bears. No surprise there. Not really much more to say about that. He's going to take the Bears. He's going to roll with the team led by a middle linebacker, Jarrell Freeman. Zach Miller, 86 overall, D tackle. These are all defensive side of the ball. And then Zach Miller, not impressive too much. Definitely a rebuilding kind of team that has a lot of holes to fill, and they got a tough division. The Packers are probably most talented in the division, so they're definitely 4th. Vikings also a talented team, so a lot of work to be done. It'll be interesting to see if he can overcome kind of the out-of-box situation that the Chicago Bears are currently in right now in the NFL.
Bob going from the Arizona Cardinals to the Chicago Bears.
He'll be dead last.
Okay, hurtful. You're lucky he's not on here.
I think
that's uncalled for.
I think Vikings will be last in that division.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, of course.
Hey, well, let's go to number 6. And number 6, we have an attractive, a talented, really what I think is probably heads and tails above everybody else owner in the league. It's me. Somebody talk about me. TFA, talk about me for a little bit.
This guy does more for the league than just about anybody in here.
Thank you.
I don't know who he's going to go with. It's a little bit of a mystery.'s been throwing some smoke screens out there. I've talked to him a little bit. I don't know where OSU's going.
Don't smoke, kids. Nothing.
All right. So basically, OSU 64-112 in the NBL.
Hurtful.
Carolina Panthers
I wanted to bring that up.
NBL Network Director, AME Season 21 Award winner, Most Improved Owner Season 22.
I don't even get Hall of Fame on this graphic.
And current. Yeah, I got to get there. I'm building it up, going top to bottom. Current NBL Hall of Famer, just inducted hours ago, 72 hours ago. Trophy plaque, is en route. And OSU had a good cycle. He won a division title in a tough division at the time. You had guys like One and Only who ended up winning a Super Bowl there. Bananas was still somewhat relevant at that time. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I expect somewhere in the AFC. I don't see the Panthers being an option on the teams listed right there. Cowboys are obviously not there anymore. Browns, he's a Brownie. He likes the Browns. That could be a potential. Sonny, where do you see him going?
He's throwing a lot of different options. I think the Panthers are definitely an option, but I'm leaning towards Raiders. I think he goes out to the AFC West and tries to build something out there.
Raiders, top team on the left. What are we talking about? Smoking again? Is that where?
No, I was going to make a comment about brownies and how I like brownies. I thought it was a fat joke.
Is the pick in yet? Have you picked yet?
We're going to Oakland. We're taking out to the silver and black.
Pick.
Yeah,
Let me give a little plug for the Oakland Raiders. You look at that division right now. The Oakland Raiders have the best offensive line in the division, the best quarterback, the best number 1 wide receiver, the best halfback, and the best defense. So they're heads and shoulders ahead of the rest of the division. Expect a lot of things from the Oakland Raiders that out-of-box previous ownership struggled to do. A little shots fired back at the Fat Boy and Grid. So interested to see what the Raiders are going to do this Madden cycle. And I'm just trying to spice it up a little bit. I'm sure he's in the chat listening.
Hey, yeah, let's just stop talking about everyone else and keep talking about me. I'm enjoying this team selection. It's nice not being on camera. It's just keep talking about me. All right, we'll move on. We'll talk about somebody else. At number 7, we have Delvar, who Sonny, there's not going to be a surprise here. Delvar's going back to New York, right?
Yeah, you got to feel like that's the plan. I talked to him earlier in the offseason, and he felt like he wanted to play with some people, mess around with them, throw some different things out there. But I think in the end, he will end up with his New York Jets. He's an eternal optimist. He doesn't care that they're possibly the worst rated team in Madden history. He still thinks he's going to take the Jets and win a division.
And let's talk what Delvar did last year. 93 and 131. That's his NBL record. While not that impressive, he's actually coming off 3 division titles, 2 playoff wins this last Madden cycle with the Jets. So with the team that was obviously they've gotten worse, Sonny, this Madden cycle, but he played well with Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker. So if he can get a team that has just some kind of athleticism, some kind of ability, he can make some splashes there in that East, especially as the aging New England Patriots team continues to age throughout the next couple seasons as we start.
Well, wait, Decker and Marshall are gone. Who's he throwing to? There's a bunch of nobodies to throw to.
That's why if you listen to what I said after that, I said if he can get some people on the field similar to those kind of guys, he can make some things happen.
Because those kind of guys are just going to come up all the time. Those guys
can
are
we
just
talk
everywhere.
for a second?
Old Brandon Marshall could come up again, definitely.
Can we talk for a second about how Delvar's apparently the 2-time AMA award winner? I don't know what that is, but congrats to him winning the American Medical Association.
I think it's the American Music Award.
Oh, he's the American Music Award winner.
Yeah, 2-time American Music Award winner.
Achievement in Media Excellence, 2-time winner. Big shout out to Delvar.
Golden Pipes Delvar.
And we're sending the shame to the person who did this template spelling. We're going to go with Delvar Doughboy as the default of who did that, because that's just usually where it stems from.
Well, let's just get the suspense over with. Delvar is going back to New York, the New York Jets.
Oh, awesome. Loyalty.
Yeah.
So a lot of loyalty so far. Sonny, the pressure's on you. We got Bomber going Lions, loyalty. Pittsburgh going to Lip, loyalty. Delvar taking you say the worst team with the Jets, loyalty. Now, we all know your team's the Bengals.
Now, let's before we throw it to Sonny, let's throw it over to the person who has owned Sonny. It's Lip. Lip, is Sonny is Sonny? I love you, Sonny. Is Sonny going back to the Bengals? By the way, what is that logo? I've never seen that Bengals logo look like that.
It's old school.
That is the weirdest logo I've ever seen. But is Sonny? Answer the question. Is Sonny scared of playing in the same division as you?
I think so. If he leaves, he's obviously scared. There's there's no other way around it.
The prancing tiger, the Bengals, and let's throw it out there. The pick is in.
Hey, 220, 131 and 1. One of the better owners in the NBL. I think top 5 winning percentage. I mean, that's a great record. Can't get over the hump with Lip.
But
let's see where he goes.
Guess what? He's not playing in the AFC North anymore, folks. Sonny Weaver, the owner of the Tennessee Titans. Sonny, answer the first question. Are you scared of playing with Lip? And second, what are you excited about the Tennessee Titans in Madden 18?
First off, not scared, but at some point you just got to realize that someone is your kryptonite. And so, there were a lot of people I could beat. Lip was one that just could not be done consistently. So what I did was I went to a young team. When it came down to it, I was looking for the offensive line. Obviously, Cowboys were off the table. So I went for the team that had the offensive line I felt like I could get a running game going with early on in the cycle. And when you look across the board, it's the Tennessee Titans. Nice young offensive line.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray, 91 overall, is going to be a weapon in Tennessee. So I know everyone is very excited as Delvar moves around the overlay. That's why he's the executive producer, folks. He's pulling off great moves like that. But the Tennessee Titans, that means the Bengals are open, folks. Can't wait to watch them go in the bottom 5 teams in this team selection. Let's go to number 9. And I'm going to throw this over to TFA. TFA, number 9 is unisolated. He's been the New England Patriots. Big Patriots fan. They're awesome out of the box. Look at those top 5 teams. It's Patriots all the way. Are we going to have a surprise here?
No, I definitely don't think we're going to have a surprise here. Him and I actually talked a lot about it. We were going to see whether or not, we could potentially get the Pats to fall to me. He was thinking about some other teams. He had some other teams he was interested in. But at the end of the day, I just don't think he's going to be able to pass that team up. I mean, out of the box, they're probably going to be the best team in the league. They've got wide receivers. They've got cornerbacks. They've got just about everything you can ask for. I would be shocked if he goes anywhere else.
Well, TFA, I'm not going to lie. I love you, buddy. But I set you up for failure here because at number 9, we have a big surprise. Unisolated, not going to the New England Patriots. He's heading
to the north.
To Jacksonville. He's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 9, Lip, let me throw it to you. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been one of those teams that have been talked about a lot. Everybody very excited when they started seeing those ratings come out about how good this team could be. It's surprising that Unisolated is the one taking them, but is it really that big a surprise the Jags are going in the top 10?
No, not at all. I mean, you've got a dominant number 1 wide receiver in Allen Robinson, and on the defensive side of the ball, you've got Jalen Ramsey, you've got A.J. Boye, and of course in the middle you have Miles Jack. That defense is ready to go. I didn't trust it enough to leave my Steelers, but Unisolated told me that he wanted a team that he wanted to build, and this is perfect. They're young, they're buildable, and he's going to do some good things with them. I'm excited to see him and Sonny go at it.
I got a question about building. So you want to build a team, so you take the most youngest, most talented out of box team? What? I don't get it. I'm confused on the building part.
Well, I just want to say that this means that there is a foreseeable future, a return of building the franchise Jacksonville.
Oh, maybe they get some wins now. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? So at number 9, Unisolated, go to the Jaguars. First big surprise. And then we'll go to number 10. After number 10, we'll recap where we are so far. But at number 10, it is Z-Star. Bomber, there have been a lot of teams thrown around for Star, and I know in talking with him, he was sort of back and forth as where he wanted to go. A lot of it depended on where this top 9 went. But what do you see from Z-Star? I think one of the most improved owners here in the NBL.
A rising star. Z-Star definitely is in the Madden Bomber League. Record of 31-17. He runs our Facebook. He's an admin in Grid, also a sideline reporter. Actually, more of a seasonal sideline reporter once the playoffs started for NBL Live, but definitely a guy that is a huge contributor to the NBL. So we want to say thank you to everything he does. He's actually one of my favorite guys in the league. Where he's going to go, I don't know. I've heard Cleveland Browns, maybe if this scenario played out. I had Lip going Jacksonville, so this scenario getting this deep, I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, you look at those top 5 teams: Buccaneers, Chiefs, Rams, Seahawks.
Notice the teams I said, none of them are on the top 5.
Hey, well,
I obviously didn't do my homework on this.
No, this is an example of when Bomber is right and our graphics makers are wrong. Star indeed going to the AFC North. He will be the Cleveland Browns in Madden 18.
Oh, wow.
Let me throw it to Lip. Lip, you're that AFC
Welcome.
North. Yeah, this Browns team, again, talent-wise coming out of the box, not one of the most talented teams, but there's no doubt they have a lot of young pieces and mostly a lot of draft collateral. This could be a team that in 2-3 years, you might need to look out for.
We'll talk about that when it gets here, but I would just like to say welcome, Star. We talked about it, and now it's here. So let's get to it.
All right, and that's our top 10 right now. Let's take a look back as to what our divisions are looking like right now. NFC North, 2 teams taken, Lions and Bears. 2 teams out of that AFC North and Steelers and Browns. Surprising, I mean, let me throw it to Sonny. Is there a team that you're surprised hasn't been taken yet in the top 10?
Taken, I heard a lot of stuff about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers early on. Thought they could go here in the top 10. Looking across the board, definitely surprised the 49ers did go off the board. Sure. But when you start looking at teams available, I mean, there's still a lot of really good teams available. So I think the next 5 to 10 picks, New England, next 5 to 10 picks, there's going to be a lot of good teams going across here.
Yeah, these divisions are very spread out so far. We have a couple divisions that have 2 teams, but no one division is particularly full right now. Let's go to number 11, see if we can fill in some of these divisions, get a little bigger picture of where we're going. And at number 11, it is Gubb, the former owner of the Washington Redskins. And Sonny, I'll just keep it with you. Gubb, this team, he managed to win a Super Bowl in season 24, built up this Redskins team into a powerhouse. We know he's a big Browns fan, but the Browns are off the board. A lot of great teams still here. What are you seeing? The Packers are on his top 5, but the other teams are off. So is it Green Bay?
Chargers are still there, and don't sleep on the Chargers. I think that's a team that a lot of guys are kind of eyeballing here in this 10 to 15 range. They've got a good young core out there. You look outside, who's out west right now? It's actually just this guy that, isn't very good at Madden playing in Oakland right now.
Settle down.
Well,
hey, Sonny, I'd like to wish you the best of luck in your new job. We're going to be kicking him off the
Running
network.
away from Lip.
Yeah,
boy.
At number 11.
Sonny on the run.
The pick is in, and it is indeed the Los Angeles Chargers. Gubb heading out west.
Good pick.
Damn. I'm excited to see him out west. This is Gub, a great builder of teams, a great player in Madden. Bomber, he owned you, so you know, thoughts on Gub?
Yeah, man, Gub's good. He's got one championship. Hey, coming from a Cleveland franchise like the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know, you win one, you got a dynasty, but when you win 5 like the Spurs, you get neglected. This is the exact same scenario we got going on in this exact conversation. Gub's gonna be tough over there, so I expect that division to be interesting, especially 2 or 3 seasons down the line once he can build his linebackers up like he did with the Redskins. This guy had a great record. He's a great competitor, tough player, very strategic, and he's going to make the AFC real tough. So right now we got a lot of stuff in the AFC. We got Lip, Star, OSU, Gub, Sonny, and then unisolated in Delvar in the AFC. In the NFC, you got Bomber, Bob, and Entrain. So only 3 in the NFC. So I expect to see a lot more NFC teams in the next couple picks.
I just want to clarify.
Quick question. Why are the Rams graphics up right now?
I don't know.
That's
our executive producer, Delvar, on the job. Everybody, round of applause for Delvar. You're the best, buddy. Come on. Rams? It's not the Rams. It's the Chargers. So ignore what's on the screen. The Chargers are the pick for Gub at number 11. Let's go to number 12. It's going to be Homer. And let me throw this to TFA. Homer had what would be considered a brutal division to play against. Had to play in that NFC North as the Minnesota Vikings. And there it are. There's the Chargers. Joey Bosa there. That's good job. Got it up there for all of a second and a half. But Homer had to play in that NFC North, had to play Bomber every year, had to play that Draco defense. You got to think he's going to be picking a little more strategically going into Madden 18.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely... I talked to Homer a little bit. He was a little bit set on the Bills. I don't know if that had changed. He liked the team. He liked how it was a young core. He could build around it, but he also liked that division. He thought that was a division that he could potentially go to and have some success in. So I'm going to pick the Bills. I think Homer's going to go with the Bills, but I could also see him taking the Texans, a young team like them.
Yeah, and the pick is in, and at number 12, Homer is indeed heading to the AFC East and is taking the Buffalo Bills. Our second team to fill out that AFC East. He's going to be playing with Delvar and the Jets. Let me throw it to Bomber. This is a very strategic move by Homer. He's going to be playing with Delvar. One would argue earlier it's going to be an easier division, but this Bills team, very young. Shady McCoy at running back, Sammy Watkins at wide receiver. This offense is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, the division is just as easy as it's been for Delvar with Homer joining. I don't think Homer joining is a benefit to him. It's probably a benefit to Delvar right now. I'm still, Buffalo Bills. Okay, LaShawn McCoy, obviously an aging halfback, still 92 overall. Defensive tackle Kyle Williams, same scenario. Charles Clay, 86. Don't know how he got that rating. Wide receiver Sammy Watkins, 86.
Jeez.
You got some talent. And I thought on defense they have a couple good players as well that aren't mentioned in this in the secondary. But I'm still surprised the Patriots are out there. I think that's obviously going to be the best team out of box. Obviously aging for franchise mode, but I wouldn't be surprised if Doughboy went with the Patriots in his next pick.
Yeah, Doughboy is coming in at number 13, owner of the Houston Texans. And the Texans coming out of the box are a very good team. Is there a chance that Doughboy sticks with the Texans in Madden 18? Or there are a lot of good teams still out there. Falcons are still available. The Patriots, as mentioned, are still available. Do you see him going somewhere else in Madden 18?
I would like the Texans at this pick. They have a good team. J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, Clowney. But I think Bomber's onto something there. I think that there was something mentioned earlier about checking out the divisions, who's where, and I do think that Doughboy going to the Patriots right now would be a solid pick, honestly.
Opportunistic.
Well, the pick is in, and it is not the New England Patriots. Doughboy is going to be heading to the NFC South. He's going to take those Atlanta Falcons at number 13. Falcons coming out of the box. This is a sneaky good team, which is weird to think about because this is a Falcons team that made the Super Bowl last year. Sonny, this Falcons team with Matt Ryan coming out of the box with Julio Jones and with Devontae Freeman. This is a team that has 2 running backs that are 85 overall and better offensively, which is somewhere where Doughboy has struggled in the past. They should be great coming out of the box.
They should be great coming out of the box. You know, you start looking at distribution of divisions right now. AFC is definitely the stronger conference. You look down to the NFC South, there really wasn't anybody in it yet, and you had one of the better teams left coming out of this cycle. It made a lot of sense to go down there. Right now in the NFC, you have Bomber with some playoff wins and Super Bowls and whatnot, but after that, it gets really thin right now. So it makes sense to get in the NFC.
Yeah, and I think that with that pick, we have one team in every division selected so far. So now we're officially at the point where it's just picking your division. A lot of good teams left. Let's go to number 14. It's our very own Mr. Chunky, co-host of the Blitz podcast. Let's throw it to the host of the Blitz podcast, TFA. TFA, you and Chunky, you've built this podcast together. And you've gotten to know him. Where do you foresee him going? He's one of the guys I think most people around the NBL had no idea where he'd be going at 14.
Yeah, believe it or not, him and I did not talk a whole lot about where we were going. We kind of kept it a secret to each other. I know I didn't really give him any hints. He didn't give me any hints. One of the teams, though, that I see on that graphic that I think would be interesting, I could see him going to the Eagles. I would be very shocked if he took the Packers. I definitely don't think that he wants to go to a division like that. I think he's going to go with the Eagles.
Well, this is another example of just because you do a podcast together doesn't mean you know him very well.
Yeah, know this guy. His favorite team's the Packers.
He's taking his favorite team and headed to the NFC North. It is the Green Bay Packers. And Bomber is a guy coming into the NFC North. Welcome, first of all. You get to face off against Bomber twice a year, but this Packers team, very talented out of the box. And Aaron Rodgers, 98 overall. He is going to be a stud for the first couple of years.
And the worst move that all Green Bay Packers owners make when they struggle, because the NFC North is an NPT, no participation trophy division. So a lot of times they get upset at the situation going on, and then the next thing you see is Aaron Rodgers is gone, and that's usually when it really goes downhill. So hopefully he stays around, which I think he will because he's a loyalist to Green Bay. Chunky had a pretty decent success. He beat some pretty good teams in the AFC. Never got over the hump to actually make the playoffs, but he was right there a couple times, and he beat some people you didn't really expect him to beat and competed with the best of them. So it's going to be fun playing the Green Bay Packers in that division.
Yeah, well, let's go to number 15, and we'll answer some of these questions coming into the chat after we have this number 15 pick, which is Fry himself. And, Bomber, I'm going to stick with you. Fry, we know he played with the Browns last in the cycle in Madden 17. Did a great job, really, with the Browns, improved a lot as an owner. I like that he's down as T-shirt guru. I think that fits him very well, but the Browns are off the board. So I imagine, first of all, that Fry is pouring one out for his lost homie, the Cleveland Browns. But where do you think he's going here?
Fry, I have no clue. I mean, I don't think he knows. I thought he probably assumed the Browns would be open at this pick number 15. They're not. There are actually two guys ahead of him that were looking at the Browns. And I see him coming to the NFC for some reason. I don't know. I think he was in the NFC originally as a Saints 2 cycles ago. Sonny, if you can, I think he was, right?
Correct.
Okay, so maybe he comes back there. Maybe he comes back to that division. Maybe he takes the Giants for the passing attack. You got Odell Beckham. I don't know. I have no clue.
If he wants to win, shout out to the NFC West. October sitting out there at the 49ers. He's got Seahawks on his top 5. That would be a smart play at this point.
Well, I'm going to throw this for a very specific reason to Sonny Weaver because the pick is in. Fry sticking in the AFC North. He's taking the Cincinnati Bengals, moving down I-71 to the Queen City. Sonny, do you feel comfortable leaving the Bengals in the hands of Mr. Fry?
Well, I'll pick a lot of them up in free agency. I feel confident with that because I don't think he'll know how to manage that cap there.
Oh my God!
Wow. The Bengals cap
you
situation.
Had any idea?
One of the more
business for crying out.
One of the more underrated issues with the Bengals is they are in a severe cap struggle right now. You've got big guys up on that screen: AJ Green, Geno Atkins, Vontaze Burfict, Tyler Eifert. Eifert and Burfict are both on the last years of their contract this year. Both want top money. The Bengals do not have the cap space to do that, and they already have a very bad offensive line. So expect a lot of departures in year 1 and 2 for these Bengals.
Man, oh man, the shade being thrown here on the NBL team selection show for Madden 18. Can't wait to watch Fry beat Sonny and the Titans this next season. Bengals in the hands of Fry moving down 71, and now we get To
This is
number
where it gets
15,
interesting, boys.
It's getting real interesting, and let's just take a step back and look where we are now. A lot of teams on the off the board. Let me read off some of the teams that are still available, and I'm going to throw it to each of you, and you just give me one team that you're surprised is still there. Cardinals, Ravens, Broncos, Texans, Colts. I don't think anybody's surprised the Colts are still there. Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Saints, Giants, Seahawks, Bucks. Is there a team on there that you're surprised is still available after the top half? Let's go to Bomber first.
I need you to read those teams again. What teams again? All right.
Let me give you Patriots.
I got a list. I think the Giants are a good team. I think the Seahawks, obviously, I mean, after 3 or 4 Madden cycles where you got the Seattle Seahawks going in the top 10, top 11, and having such a great defense, it's just kind of weird that you see them falling in. And honestly, they probably shouldn't be picked yet. I just want to bring them up because it's weird that I still feel like they're just ways away from going. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think the Seahawks are probably picks and picks away right now. And it's just kind of weird to me right now. Definitely a different feeling than previous Maddens.
Lip?
I'm looking at those Giants, man. OBJ, Landon Collins, DRC. There's a ton of talent on that defense. I know that Eli may be a question for some people, but I think that defense is young and buildable, and they're in a good spot right now. I just cannot believe that the Giants are still out there.
Sonny Weaver?
I kind of like the Eagles. I know that offensive line is a little bit older, but I think that line is going to make that a very good team for the first couple years.
And last but not least, TFA.
I think it's the Dolphins. Looking at the Dolphins' offense, I think that offense has a lot of young pieces to build around. They've got a halfback. They've got wide receivers all over the field. I think that the Dolphins are a surprise team. I think that we've got a lot of people in here that really like the offensive side of the ball and the offensive play, and I could have seen them going a lot earlier.
I don't know if this is a hint, but coming up next at number 16 is TFA, host of the Blitz podcast, and we could talk about him for a while, the resident weirdo of the NBL. But let's just get to the pick. The pick is in. TFA gets the team he's been clamoring for. It's the Carolina Panthers going to the NFC South. TFA, first, just a couple thoughts on the Panthers. You know, I own the Panthers, and, well, good luck with them.
Yeah, I like the jerseys. That's the main reason I went with them. But I really like the pieces they have in place. I'm a big fan of Luke Kuechly. I think that McCaffrey coming in is going to fit my running style real well. So I'm interested to build them. The Patriots being here shocked me.
Bounce outside.
The speedy guy?
It was real hard to not take the Patriots here. I can tell you that. I didn't think that there was a chance that they would fall to me, but I was set in on the Panthers, so I had to stick with them.
Panthers going at number 16. TFA joining Doughboy in the NFC South with those Carolina Panthers. Man, Luke Kuechly, 98 overall. Yeah, he was a 99 out of the box last year, so clearly he has gotten much worse, dropping down to a 98.
Hey, Bucks are still out there too, man. That's another pretty decent team. That's going to be a tough division.
Yeah, well, let's go to number 17, and it is our resident old man, Deca Dog. What the hell are you doing? Deca, the former owner of the 49ers. He might stay 49ers, except for the fact that October snatched those at number 4. Bomber, where do you see the old guy going here at number 17?
Deca Dog, a record, an impressive 15-65, might I add. The best 15-65 to ever do it. He's got a tattoo on his right shoulder of the NBL. This guy's dedicated top to bottom. He's loyal as it gets. So with that being said, his favorite team's the Chiefs. Chiefs are still out there. I mean, Brock, he don't got him, does he? Yeah, Chiefs still good to go.
Just give a shout out to
He's live streaming right now.
Wow, just a shout out to Brocco. Well, the pick is in, and at number 17, Deca Dog is heading to the NFC East. What? He's taking the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. They're not even on the list. Another surprise here on the Madden 18 team selection show.
Wow.
Bomber, you sound dumbfounded.
I can't believe he passed on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. I thought he'd be interested in building a team, his team. And Deca goes with the Eagles. Maybe he gets enough of them on Sunday.
Yeah, you never know with the team selection show. Sometimes that pick comes to you. There's a team there you didn't think was going to be there. The Eagles, apparently that choice for Deca Dog at number 17. Heading over to that NFC East, he and N-Train going to be in the same division. Should be fun watching those guys battle back and forth. Also, don't forget about who's coming up next. Let's see where Porter goes. And this is another guy, Lip, that we don't know where he's going to go. Owner of the Denver Broncos in this Madden cycle, and this is a guy, there's been words he might stick with Denver, especially a team like Denver, who's very good defensively out of the box. You look at his top 5 teams, Buccaneers still available. Might we see Tampa Bay come off the board?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I buy into the Buccaneers, but I think that there's a good chance that if you can get an offensive line together in Denver, that you can make that team work. They've got the two best corners in the game, right out of the box. They're kind of older. You're going to have to watch that, but then you throw in Von Miller and some pieces on offense. You get an offensive line there. I think that staying the Broncos is a very good option for Board. It just depends on if he's ready for something new, if he's ready to move on or not.
Well, he is ready for something new. He's going to a totally different conference, heading over to the NFC and filling out that NFC East a little more. He's taking the Washington Redskins at number 18.
Yeah, great pick, Porter.
Yeah, it's a very good team, and a team that I think Porter's going to have a lot of success with this sort of team because of the talent on both sides of the ball. Kirk Cousins at 85 and a young quarterback, Jordan Reed at 91, a big tight end, and of course look at the defensive side of the ball, Josh Norman at 90 overall.
Yeah, that team, another team that's really good on defense, but also they have some good pieces at offensive line that's going to give him some time to throw. Not sure what he's going to do with Kirk Cousins, but good team all around. And it's shaping up to be a really good division. That is an interesting division, right here, starting out.
And now we head over to 19. It is Bananas, the speed cheese himself, Bananas. And let's throw it over to Sonny Weaver. Sonny Bananas, New Orleans Saints, still available. He's the New Orleans Saints in Madden 17. Haven't heard from him, though, that he has even thought about staying in New Orleans. Those New York Giants, though, on his top 5 teams, still available. The only one up there still available. Pick for him. Where do you think Bananas goes?
I just talked to Bananas over the last 10 or 15 minutes. He started melting down. The teams were coming off his board so quickly. All of the 95-plus rated speed guys gone at this point. And that really scared Bananas. But after
Brandon
talking
Cooks
to him,
is still there.
After talking to him a little bit,
Yeah, Patriots are still there.
After talking to him, he's calmed down. And he believes that the New York Giants are the best fit when he looks at the division. He feels he can walk in day one and own the NFC East.
Based on what?
Wow.
Based on what?
Somebody could.
Well, if you look at the NFC East right now, you're looking at a group that most of those guys were top 10 picks in the draft every year last year. Most of those guys have losing records for this cycle. It's a very winnable division.
Well, the pick is in, and Bananas is indeed going to the New York Giants, filling out that division. And I think the one thing that everybody is jealous about is Odell Beckham Jr. What sort of weapon, Sonny, does OBJ bring to an offense like that Bananas ran in New Orleans, a very explosive and pass-oriented offense?
Well, like you said, OBJ, one of the best deep threat wide receivers. He's going to take the top off with that guy. But you look to the slot, you've got Shepard. You look on the other side, you've got Brandon Marshall. You have got weapons there. The big question is, what do you do with Eli Manning? Definitely has regressed to a point where he's not much of a starter, but he can probably get you through 1 year. Not sure on the contract situation. But if you look on the defensive side of the ball, they've got 2 really good cornerbacks in Cromartie and Apple. So you've got some defensive pieces to go with that defensive line with Olivier Vernon. Really underrated team here in the Giants, and I think I expected them to go a little bit higher than 19.
Yeah, and we have it looks like our first division filled out. 3 straight NFC East teams going here at 17, 18, and 19. So the NFC East filled out is Bananas, Porter, Deca, and N-Train. It's a very interesting division. Some very good teams out there. And we'll take a look back after this whole team selection thing is finished and let people look at these divisions fully and see what people think about how they are structured. But let's go to number 20. And I'm going to throw this over to TFA. It is Kyle the Flat Killer Matt Miller at number 20. And this is we're getting to the point where now you're less so picking what teams are available. You're picking more for your division. I know that you and Kyle and me and a lot of people in here love playing that Friday the 13th game together. So you've talked to Kyle a lot. What are you hearing from him? Where do you think that he's going?
Yeah, Kyle and I have talked plenty. I think this is a no-brainer. He's definitely going to go the Dolphins here. If he doesn't, I would be blown away. He's definitely going Dolphins. He liked that team. I had been thinking about taking him. He had mentioned that he had wanted him to. So I would be shocked. He just likes that offense. That offense is too good. It's a good team to build around, too. They're young, so I'd be shocked.
And I got something to say. If he doesn't go Dolphins, it just really points out that TFA – he has really no relationships with anybody.
Yeah, well,
the people he spends time with, he knows nothing about.
I was going to ask you, Bomber. You remember when we did the NBL picks for the NBL Live? You picked which team was going to win, and you were frankly not very good at it. I think TFA might be worse because Kyle not only is not going Dolphins, he's not even going AFC. He's going to the NFC West and is taking the Seattle Seahawks. TFA, your reaction to being wrong yet again?
I don't know what I'm going to do with Kyle. I do not know.
Oh.
Do you even know Kyle? Hey,
is
Kyle,
he tied up in his basement?
Do you know who that is?
I have no words.
Exactly. There we go.
That's
Pick number 20, Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, very, very high-rated, top-end, some would say a top-heavy team. Cam Chancellor, 95 overall. Richard Sherman, 90 overall. Russell Wilson, 90 overall. Lots of talent on this team, and he is the second team to go over to that AFC West, still wide open at number 20, joining October in the 49ers. Now we get into number 21, and one of those guys that I think everybody very interested in where he's going to go, it is Timbo. Bomber Timbo, a guy who took the Kansas City Chiefs over middle of the cycle last year and took them to a Super Bowl, really did a great job with a team that had some talent, but he was able to really harness that talent in Kansas City, and now he gets the opportunity to get a team out of the box. Where do you think he's going to go?
Yeah, he really did a great job building those Kansas City Chiefs, or taking a team that had a couple good pieces, and he surrounded it with some great pieces and really fit the scheme in which he was trying to run that team with, and he did a great job. He had a lot of success. I think 3 NFC Championship appearances and AFC Championship appearances and 1 AFC title. Went to the Super Bowl in season 24, I believe. So against Gub, I don't know, man. I have no idea with this guy. Honestly, Patriots are out there. I can't believe it. They're a good team. The Dolphins are out there still. Another good team. Got the Texans. You got the Vikings. You got the Rams. There's so many good teams. The Bucks. There's still a lot of good teams left. He could really go to any of those divisions. I don't think he's set on either one, and he might be making his decision up as we speak.
Well, number 21, the pick is in for Timbo, and everybody who knows Timbo and knows how good he is going to shudder at the thought that Timbo is going to get the New England Patriots out of the box.
Wow. That's a great pick. That might be the steal of the entire draft, actually.
Well, I mean, Bomber, how surprising is that the Patriots are going all the way down at 21? I know we thought unisolated, he loves the Patriots, thought he'd be going at number 9, but he fell all the way down to under number 20, and Timbo gets a great team out of the box.
The best team out of the box, in my opinion. I mean, outside of the Cowboys, a great offensive line. Steelers got a great offensive line. But the Patriots, top to bottom, I mean, this team is built. And if Brady doesn't retire after 1 year like John had said he wasn't going to,
wow,
I expect this to be very, very dangerous team. A guy that can run play action. He can shotgun you. He can, however you want it, the Patriots can give it to you on offense with the best tight end in the game. So, hats off to him, man. He got the New England Patriots at pick, what was it, 21?
Yeah, 21 might be the steal of the draft at this point at number 21. Timbo going to the AFC East. All right, let's go to number 22, and it is the former owner of the Seattle Seahawks. It is Playa, and let me throw this to Lip. Playa, a guy who has bounced around in Madden, and I think a lot of people look at his top 5 teams. A lot of these actually are still here. New York is off the board, but Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Arizona, Houston, very realistic top 5. Where do you see Playa heading?
I don't know if this is his top pick right now. I see that he's got some other teams up there that he could go with, but I think Playa really fits in Houston. I think there's some good defenders there. He'll bring somebody in on offense. I'm not quite sure. I don't think anybody knows what's going on the offensive side of the ball, but I think Playa could do a really good job with this defense that the Houston Texans have going on. So I would like to see him there. Like I said, don't know if that's his top team out of what's left, but I think it's a good fit for him.
Well, the pick is in, and Playa will be heading to the NFC South, and we'll take those Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, great
pick. A very young and talented team, Lip, and a lot of the qualities. Houston may have more proven talent, especially the wide receiver position with DeAndre Hopkins, but don't forget about Mike Evans in Tampa Bay. Don't forget about Gerald McCoy, and of course, you have a young quarterback in Jameis Winston.
Yeah, and they just added Deshaun Jackson. They've got Doug Martin still, and some other good guys that you wouldn't really think about. Quan Alexander's a good middle linebacker. O.J. Howard, the new tight end. There's a lot of great pieces on that team for sure.
Okay, folks, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. It is pick number 23, and we appreciate everybody tuning in here to the team selection show for Madden 18. I'm OSU, and I'm hanging out with a panel of our experts. It is Bomber, Lip, Sonny Weaver, and TFA. And let me throw it to Sonny Weaver for this one here at number 23. It is Pricey. Pricey, he was the Indianapolis Colts in Madden 17. You got to think he's not going to stay in Indy. That team very depleted out of the box. But there are still some very young and talented teams. I think this is an example, Sonny, of there are a lot of teams out there. The middle of the pack is very strong, whereas in past years you've seen maybe a top-heavy NFL. There are a lot of good teams right in the middle.
There are a lot of good teams. I'm looking at his top 5 here, and I'm telling you right now, if he takes the Minnesota Vikings, we need to launch an investigation into Bomber manipulating divisions. I'll tell you what, right now, can't work out any better for him in the NFC North. But no, overall, you look at these teams, I kind of like the Rams for him. I think the Rams would be a very interesting situation for him. Pricey, not the greatest offensive player in the world, but he does tend to put up a really good defense that can get after it. I think you can do that with the Rams. Their offense has some questions you got to figure out. But luckily for Pricey, that defense can carry him for a while.
Well, the pick is in at number 23. Pricey is going to be heading to the AFC East, and we'll take those Miami Dolphins still on the board. Dolphins team. Yeah, collusion. What are you saying here?
Oh, my bad. I was listening to
your mic
talk
was on.
earlier.
No, your mic was on.
Huh?
Well, your mic was on. We all heard you say collusions. I mean, come on.
Well,
Man,
said
what are you saying?
Something about collusion going to the NFC North.
No, this Dolphins team, very talented out of the box, especially on the defensive line. And Ndamukong Suh is a beast. Jay Ajayi at halfback, Jarvis Landry in the wide receiver. Questions at the offensive line for Miami, but definitely a good team out of the box. And Price is going to have an opportunity to build this team up in that AFC East. Let's go to number 24, and it is Jay Baston, the owner of the Buffalo Bills in Madden 17. Let's throw this to TFA. TFA, you've been so right this entire show. So let's give you one more opportunity to be correct. Where's Justin going with number 24?
I have no idea. He was one of my big wild cards. I have no idea. I think a couple teams in play for him. I mean, most of the teams you see are off his list there. I could see him going to the NFC, switching up, maybe going to the Cardinals. I think they have a good defense. I'm a little shocked that they're on the board with that secondary, but we'll see where he goes. I really don't have any idea.
Swing and a miss once again, TFA.
Hey, TFA, is he one of your best friends too?
24, Justin Baston is going to the Houston Texans in that AFC South. A sneaky good team here, TFA. I assume you know something about the actual team. So Houston, sneaky good.
He's the kryptonite of Sonny, and he went to his division. Oh. Wow!
Yeah,
there goes it for Sonny.
Sonny, your thoughts? Sonny, your thoughts?
Not worried. I think this they are a good team. I'm a little surprised they fell all the way to 24. I thought they would go up around 21. I thought Timbo may be a fit there for the Texans, but no, Justin making it to 24 and getting the Texans, that's good for Justin. I think his boy Sammy Watkins not being around, he won't get to deal with that every year. I think he'll miss out on Sammy, but I'm excited to see Justin.
Oh, he's got Hopkins. Hey, but are we going to start calling Baston the new Lip, or
not at all? Justin literally couldn't hold Lip's jockstrap, not even close.
But I wouldn't want him to.
Lip, comments on your jockstrap?
What?
Anything? Lip? Anything about your jockstrap? You want to respond to Sonny's accusation?
Me and Balmer have known Justin for a long time through MBL, and I don't think that Justin would ever run away from a tough division opponent. So
I'm just wondering, Lip, are you surprised?
He left Bomber.
Lip, are you surprised at all that Sonny is still thinking about your jockstrap?
Not at all. He is.
Okay. Infatuated.
Well, let's move on.
Number 25. Bomber, I'm going to throw this to you. It's your former, possibly former. Well, his Bears are gone. It's the Draco defense moving around now at number 25.
Division opponent, I hardly noticed.
Look at this graphic though. The only thing that people can come up with him is former owner of the Bears. Come on,
Draco's donated over $500 to the NBL. Big shout out to him, longtime owner, and in the NBL, record 132-91-1. Got a lot of division wins. Wherever he goes, you're gonna see him. This guy's the 10-win team nearly every season. 10-11 wins. He gets it done. So I don't know where he's gonna go. Some of his teams are still out there. Maybe he even goes to the Ravens, mixes it up a little bit.
As I see this go on, I just feel worse and worse because he's coming to my division. He's going to be with the Kansas City Chiefs at number 25. So for those of you keeping track at home, it's currently me, Gub, and Draco. So I'll be quitting Madden 18 pretty early this year. God.
The Raiders are on the trade block. If anybody is interested in the Raiders, just get with OSU.
Can I have my Panthers back?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
no,
boy.
Well, unless he can take the jerseys with him.
Yeah.
Bomber, let's think about this. Draco gets to go to Kansas City and gets to play with the likes of Justin Houston and Marcus Peters. Awesome.
Yeah,
that defense is going to be brutal.
But he only blitzes with the cornerback, so you don't have to worry about those guys.
Peters is a cornerback, 88 overall.
Oh, this is slot corner, bro. That's the one you need to worry about.
Okay,
keep an eye on that.
Draco going to the Chiefs, and we're down to our last 7 picks here at number 26. It is JY. Let me throw this to Lip. Yeah, JY movie guy. He was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Lip, frankly, the Buccaneers were a disaster. But now he gets the opportunity to
practice squad, though. It was really good.
Well, yeah, and he gets the opportunity to mess with another team. Where do you see him going here in Madden 18?
I'm going to pull a TFA. I have no idea. I'm looking at his top teams there. I think that the Cardinals are the most interesting to me because of the defensive pieces. But as far as JY, I'm not sure that he has I'm not sure that there's a team that he has talked about that he's like dying to go to. So I'm not sure I'm pulling a TFA here.
Hey, Lip. But unlike TFA, you're 100% correct. He's going to Arizona, going to the NFC West and picking.
This is unbelievable.
TFA,
this is unbelievable.
TFA, next time, just put all the teams on a dartboard and throw a dart at it. You're going to have better luck. JY going to the Cardinals. Lip, what are your thoughts on this Cardinals team who, falls to number 26? And a lot of people not talking about this team, but David Johnson, 95 overall, and they still got Patrick Peterson, who should be around for a couple years. This team might be sneaky good.
Oh, it's really good. They're going to have a great offensive line for David Johnson to run behind. But just on defense, Patty Pete, Honey Badger, Patty Pete.
Patty Pete? Is that what you call him?
Oh, my gosh.
Patty Pete.
Does he let you get away with
Bomber
calling
hates
him that when he was in Pittsburgh?
Bomber hates that. Patty Pete. But anyway, Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, a lot of good guys that you really don't hear from. And then you've, of course, got that safety middle linebacker hybrid in Buchanan. It's a really good defense.
And now we get to go to number 27 of the team selection show, getting down to the wire, and it is Eric G., the former owner of the New York Giants. Let's throw this to Sonny Weaver. Sonny, teams are drying up at this point, but you look at his top 5, and he's still got a bunch of them up there. The Giants are gone, but look at the Rams, Vikings, Broncos, Saints, all still available. Where do you see Eric heading?
I kind of think I may have called this in the mock draft. I think Eric could go out to the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are a really good team sitting there, and you look at this division, and it's a tough division already, but if you're going to play the team over the division, Broncos are probably the best team left on the board right now. If you're looking division, maybe I look out west to the Rams. That looks like a division that's still winnable.
Sonny Weaver doing his best TFA impression because Eric's pick is in. He's going to the New Orleans Saints, going to the NFC South. And he's going to get to play with TFA as the Panthers. TFA, what do you think about Eric coming over to your division?
I like it. I think he brings some competition. I think we're going to have a pretty competitive division over there. It's me, Doe, Playa, and now Eric. Playa came on late, and I think Eric's a good player. I think he's underrated. He came on last year. He had a rough season this past season, but I'm looking forward to it.
New Orleans Saints out of the box. Drew Brees up there in age, still a 92 overall. Man, oh man. And Adrian Peterson in New Orleans. That's an interesting combination on the offensive side of the ball. We know how much New Orleans likes to throw it around. And Eric's going to get a great team in the New Orleans Saints. And now we get to number 28, and it is the former owner of the Silver and Black. It is Hop. And Bomber, there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk between you and Hop.
Go!
Is Hop going to put up or shut up and come to your division?
Oh, he's definitely coming to the division. The problem is that there's Bob in the division who also beat him last Madden. So, man, it's gonna be tough for him, man. Sitting at 3 or 4 in the division.
Is he going to pull a Sonny and run away?
No, I think he's going to come Vikings. He's 100% committed, but life might catch up to him. He might get really busy this next year. He might have to walk away from Madden for a little bit. But he's definitely going to select them right now. He's pot committed. A poker reference for those who play a little hold'em out there.
Yeah,
He's got all his chips in. There's no backing out at this point.
Yeah, chips.
20-12.
We know TFA's a big poker player. Did you enjoy that reference?
Yeah, I'm glad I'm better at poker than I am at picking people's teams.
You are indeed
so depressed right now. You can hear it in his voice.
Hop indeed mans up, and he takes those Minnesota Vikings going to the NFC North. Bomber, your message to Hop, who gets to play against you twice a year.
Vikings are a good team. Build your team.
But say what you're really thinking.
No, I'm not really thinking much about it, honestly. I can tell you the truth, man. I'm thinking about, I'm glad Josh is back as the Bears, and I'm glad Chunky got his Packers team. Our division's going to be pretty good. I mean, we said the same thing going into last Madden. I mean, last Madden had Train, Draco, all guys coming off division titles from other divisions. So, we'll see how it all plays out. I think the Vikings are actually a good team in Madden. Harrison Smith, they got 2 really good cornerbacks. Stephon Diggs is really good, and Teddy Bridgewater is always overrated in this game. So, you can do a lot of things, and they got a pretty good defense. In real life, we shred them, and we will in Madden. But I mean, it is what it is. 27, you got the Vikings. I think that's a good steal. I think a lot of guys in the 20s got really good teams, so I'm excited about that.
And now we go to pick number 29, and it is the guy who's going to take over for the Super Bowl champs in season 24. It is Serpent, former owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Let's throw it to Lip. We got a couple teams left here. Let me read you the teams that are still available because there aren't that many left. We got the Colts, the Rams, the Broncos, and the Ravens. Which one of those 4 teams here at 29 you see Serpent going with?
Well, who'd you ask? Did you ask me?
I said Lip.
Oh, okay. Lip's not around. So Serpent, 17 and 15, coming off a division win
here
for the NFC South. 2-season vet, NBL top 25 contributor.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh, was he talking the whole time?
Yeah.
Didn't hear him. Wasn't coming up on mic. My apologies. Hey, can someone do the gif of the Homer Simpson's grandpa walking in and leaving? Insert that gif, please, Delvar. Thank you.
What? Well,
I didn't hear you in my mic, man. I couldn't hear you. I don't know what it was.
Stop listening through your mic and listen through your headphones, you weirdo.
Through my headset, yeah.
Yeah.
Semantics.
Let me throw this to Lip. Lip.
I'm here.
Lip.
I'm here.
Commissioner. Where
still
is this Serpent going?
It's between Rams and Broncos. Both great defenses. You got to go with one of them.
Well,
the other 2 don't have anything else.
Yeah, he is indeed going to the Rams at number 29, heading out to the NFC West. Let me throw it to Bomber, who's very excited to talk about this pick. So much that he talked over Lip. What do you think about Serpent getting the Rams here?
All right, so that rounds off the division. You got October with the 49ers. Kyle took the Seahawks. JY took the Cardinals. And Serpent now with the Rams. Good division. I think that division is very weird right now. Those teams are like all kind of on the decline a little bit. I think the Niners have the most upside out of all of them if you look 3 to 4 years in. So I think the division is going to be competitive. I think it'll be good. I think Seahawks have a little bit of an edge to start out of box. But the teams are, that is what it is. I mean, if you like the Rams, I think there's a couple better teams out there, especially the Broncos. And nobody's touching the Colts. So, I mean, even though Andrew Luck got a 90 rating, I don't know. The Rams are all right. Tavon Austin's fast. Gurley's pretty fast. Aaron Donald's 99 overall.
Well, let's go to number 30, and it is the former owner of the Miami Dolphins. It is Markov, and Markov coming in new to the league. Sonny Weaver, 3 teams left, Colts, Broncos, Ravens. I think everybody would agree the Broncos are the most talented of that group, but if you look on Markov's top 5, the Indianapolis Colts are sitting there. You think he picks the most talented team, or he stays with his heart and goes with the Colts?
I think he may go with the Colts unless he was thinking the Broncos may still or may not have been here for him. Although there's some teams on there that definitely weren't going to make it to him, so he obviously didn't use that. So Colts definitely could be in play here.
And at number 30, the pick is in, and Markov is indeed going to Indianapolis, and is going to take those Indianapolis Colts. Sonny, again, we mentioned Andrew Luck, good coming out of the box, but this team has a lot of holes in it and is playing in a very tough division. What sort of forecast do you see for Markov and the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, I think he can win. Andrew Luck is a top talent. You got T.Y. Hilton there, so you have a guy to throw to. The defense really is the question. What do you do there? You've got an aging Vontae Davis who he's decent, but outside of that, it's pretty rough down there in Indy.
I would like to point out, if anybody is watching in the chat here on the live stream, Decadog doing his best TFA impression and saying Markov going to Denver wasn't even close. So TFA, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to rectify yourself. You have a 50-50 shot on this one.
Give him pick 32.
Give him the 32. Why'd we give him
31?
We're giving him 31. It is Jay Terrio, former owner of the Cowboys. Here are the teams that are left, TFA. Let's set this up. It is the Broncos and the Ravens. The Broncos are very good. The Ravens are not. Who do you think Terrio goes at 31?
God, he's got the Ravens on his list, but I think he's going to go Broncos. So I'm gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh, there we go.
Terrio going to the Broncos. TFA, say a few words about how you feel about finally getting one right.
It feels good. I mean, you're giving these other guys ones. It's easy to pick, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6. So I had to eventually get there. I guess 1 out of 2 isn't bad. 1 out of 2 guesses. That's pretty good.
Wow, that was. Division. Oh, boy, I hope you're better at Madden than you are at picking teams in this selection show. As he gets the Broncos, and, boy, that Chris Harris, he's got Von Miller, 99 overall. That Broncos defense, brutal to play against. Offensively, a lot of questions, but, you can always build that one through the draft. So a great defense to start with for Jay Terrio. And then we get to number 32, and it is Hound. And Bomber, the Hound, was the Ravens in Madden 17. He gets to be the Ravens in Madden 18. Go to that AFC North, the only team available. You think if Hound, gets the Ravens here, is this a disappointing feeling, or is this an opportunity to build up a team from the ground?
It's disappointing.
That's the answer.
Okay. So the Baltimore Ravens, I would love to see, and this is just as an owner in the Madden Bomber League. I've been here for a while. I've never seen Joe Flacco any good ever in NBL, and I would like to see someone stay with him and not throw him under the bus at day one and kind of use him. And the question out of everyone says about Baltimore is Flacco elite. I would like to see someone show me that he's somewhat a top 10 quarterback. And maybe Hound is the guy to do it. And they got a lot of older pieces. So, it's going to be a rebuilding thing for Baltimore. But I would love to see him stay with Joe Flacco, and I'd love to see him do good. So, there's some positives with this team. All these teams towards the end have potential. There wasn't any horrible teams. The Jets went early. So, Ravens are all right. I want to take them. They'd fall to 32nd if I was drafting the first 31 picks. But, it is what it is. You got 32, you got the Ravens, you got to work with it.
Well, that is going to be our final pick. The divisions are set. Let's do a quick wrap up, and guys in our panel right here, if you check our GroupMe main chat, you can see the divisions and how they lined up. Let's first go to Bomber. Bomber, toughest division. Looking at these divisions here, there are a couple divisions, not only with teams that are very tough, but owners that are very tough in Madden 18.
Yeah, divisions I'm looking at right now that I think are going to be pretty tough. You got the NFC South. You got the AFC South. Those are going to be really tough. You got the Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Draco, Gub, Terrio, OSU. That's the toughest. That might be the toughest division in the NBL right now.
Awesome.
Top to bottom.
Thanks.
You got the best team in that division though, so it's got to count for something. And they're young, and you're going to be able to build them up and last with them. And if you draft well, you should be able to stay ahead of that curve for a while. Weakest division. Anybody want to go for weakest division?
Yeah, let's look to
Out of
Lip.
all of them?
Lip, what do you think is the weakest division in Madden 18?
I'm going to go
What I'm
with.
trying to ask is who sucks the most in Madden 18?
If we're saying weakest, I would go with the AFC South because they have Sonny, who is a coward that ran away. That is my weakest division.
Sonny, your thoughts?
NFC overall, not a very good conference this year.
What are your thoughts
Shine
on what
away.
you said?
NFC South,
He's running.
NFC West, NFC East, those are your weakest divisions. As for Lip, he lied for 3 months saying he was going to leave. Just smoke screens. You know, when people like that much drama, they like to create it and say, hey, look at me, guys. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. No, you're not. So I don't take much of what he says with anything because the guy he's a phony. He's a phony. What can you say?
So one's a coward,
Hey,
one's a
you know
phony.
what's
All right.
you know what's not phony? 7 division titles, 4 FC championships, and
And
2
you want
Super Bowls.
everybody to know that. So keep bringing it up. Keep telling everybody you're leaving next year. Hey,
Keep
guys,
running away.
Lip's
Keep running
leaving
away,
the
Sonny.
Steelers
This
next
is gold.
year.
Hey, you
Actually, it
can
was
get all
9
the
in a row.
division titles you want now because you went to a soft division and
Lip
you ran
is
away.
leaving the Steelers, guys. Get
ran
ready.
away.
Madden 19.
We've lost control here on the NBL Team Selection Show. Let's throw it to TFA. TFA, this looks what I assume exactly as you pictured it in your mind. The future tell himself and knows how to pick divisions. What was the biggest surprise in this team selection, though? Was it possible that Patriots falling all the way to number 21?
I think the biggest surprise right away was October right there going to the 49ers. I mean, that shocked me. I didn't think that was a team that he had any shot to go to. But yeah, I mean, you had some good teams. The Broncos falling all the way to 31 is shocking. That's, one of the best. That's probably the best secondary in Madden 18. So it's unbelievable how that team fell that far.
Well, we have one more announcement to make before we get off the NBL Team Selection Show. Appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. But, we have this series here on the MBL network known as Building the Franchise. We have Unisolated. We'll be doing one of those, of course. Not going to be BTF New England Patriots. It's going to be BTF Jacksonville Jaguars. But, Bomber, I think we have an announcement of who that other BTF is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be the Detroit Lions. Myself, you're going to be following my team. Basically, I'm going to give some inside information about what my team's going through, the cuts that we have, all the Building the Franchise goodness that we have. You can check that playlist out on the NBL network. Just go to playlist. It should say Building the Franchise. Click that. The Jaguars and the Patriots did it last year. Lions will be doing it this year. I'll be doing in-depth stuff. I'll be running polls on my team Twitter. We're going to be interactive, getting people involved. I'm going to ask questions. Who you guys think we should go with? What do you think about this guy? And pretty much you give the right answer, you're going to feel like you're in control. If you give the wrong answer, I'm going to do what I'm going to do because that's what we do in Detroit. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a wild ride. Now, I plan to put out a show once every real-life week, probably like Fridays or Saturdays, and kind of recap and go over what I'm thinking in my head and where we're going and the future of the franchise and stuff. So you're going to get to see through the mind. So Hop, make sure you subscribe to that show. You're going to want to watch it. You're going to want to see how you really build a franchise. I'm going to change the note. It's going to be called Teaching Hop How to Build the Franchise, Detroit Lions, hosted by Bomber. It's going to come out every Fridays and Saturdays, and I'm going to be giving away, little tidbits on what I do and what we like to look for in Detroit. And then when I play Hop, I'm going to do the complete opposite. So it's going to be an interesting show, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, that is going to do it for us, folks. It has been a show. We have laughed, we have cried, we have heard people insult each other. It's a big family here in the NBL. And now there's only one thing to do. Put up or shut up. Madden 18 cycle is officially underway. The teams are set. And now it's just time for the game to come out, folks. Again, hit that subscribe button here on the YouTube channel so you know when we are going live. And, of course, don't miss out on that EA Access tournament. August 17th, we are 11 days away, 12-hour stream on the first day. It's going to be an unbelievable tournament. We got a lot of personalities out there, and we got a lot of fun stuff coming up in Madden 18. We hope we'll see you over the next season. For everybody here on the panel, Bomber Lip, Sonny Weaver, and TFA, and, of course, our producer, Delvar, almost a flawless show from the executive producer. I'm OSU. Once again, thanks everybody for joining us for the Madden 18 Team Selection Show, and we will see you coming up in Madden 18 right here on NBL Live.